For the last 2 decades, the formula for business growth was a straight, predictable line. You buy ads, you drive traffic to your website, and you count the clicks. But that pipeline is backing up. Digital ad platforms are saturated with competitors, driving up the cost per click, and the return on investment simply isn't tracking the way it used to. Take the accessories brand Dagny Dover. They grew from $40,000 in pre-sales to over 250 retail locations. Recently, they deliberately reduced their spending on Google and Meta because the returns no longer justified the cost. And the environment is getting more complicated. Search engines are aggressively deploying AI models to deliver zero-click results, answering user queries directly on the search page. These AI summaries intercept potential customers before they ever reach your actual website, erasing the traditional clicks and site visits you would normally use to measure success. Treating digital marketing as a linear series of isolated traffic-driving events is now a broken business strategy. The replacement for that failing funnel is an interconnected demand ecosystem. The core of this ecosystem is a systematized word-of-mouth framework. Growth happens when a company builds specific, repeatable mechanisms that give customers and partners a reason to talk. Dagny Dover built their system by identifying and sponsoring highly active customer communities that their larger competitors were completely ignoring, like League One volleyball. They watched for organic relationships, like NFL players carrying their bags, and proactively turned those moments into concrete, in-person storytelling opportunities. Founder Melissa Mash personally trained retail employees so that every single salesperson had a tight, unified 30-second origin story to share with customers on the floor. Even their early Instagram ads ignored generic lifestyle photography, focusing instead on practical interior views of the bags that directly answer a buyer's functional needs. Paid ad campaigns still have a role. They just perform far better when your customers are simultaneously encountering your brand through active communities, strategic partnerships, and knowledgeable employees. The second pillar of this ecosystem requires treating social media as a permanent, searchable architecture rather than a temporary scrolling feed. Google Search Console introduced platform properties, connecting your main Google search presence directly to your standalone accounts on Instagram, TikTok, X, and YouTube. Now you can see the exact search queries leading users directly to your social posts. A TikTok video explaining waterproofing costs functions as an evergreen business asset, remaining discoverable through search long after the initial upload. This means every piece of social content needs to answer a real buyer question. Posting just to maintain a schedule adds zero long-term value to your ecosystem. The third pillar is strategic measurement. You have to prioritize content production based on tangible business value, rather than chasing raw search volume alone. This Venn diagram illustrates a 3-source content sprint. The first circle represents topics your direct competitors cover, but you are currently missing on your site. Next, we add a second circle. This pulls in your first-party Search Console data to identify existing pages that get impressions but lack clicks. Finally, the third circle filters these topics by business value. The center intersection highlights the exact content you need to prioritize, topics that overcome sales objections or promote high-margin services. Once you measure success through this lens, declining organic website clicks don't equal failure, provided the remaining traffic is generating high-quality leads and assisting in final conversions. As this ecosystem matures, new ad formats will inevitably try to pull your attention. OpenAI is actively expanding its self-serve advertising operations, and Pinterest is launching programs to make streaming TV ads easier to buy. Do not move meaningful chunks of your budget into these channels without demanding independent location-level or sales-level proof that they actually work. Instead, invest in the connections of your finalized ecosystem. A partnership creates a video. That video surfaces on search and generates a qualified lead. Start by isolating one unrepresented customer community. Build one partnership that creates useful content, and define a clear 30-second origin story that every employee and referral partner can recite on command. Modern business growth relies on a smart, unified demand system that turns every community touchpoint and search query into a durable asset.